With this Wednesday night's TNA Wrestling's second anniversary show just days away, who will rise to the occasion? Who will fall from grace? Who will climb to the top of the mountain? Impact is next. And now, from Stage 21 at Universal Studios at Universal Orlando Resort, it's total non-stop action wrestling Impact.
Contender to NWA champ Jeff Jarrett, Ronda Truth Killings in action, but what better way to feature the unique high-risk style of the X Division than to kick off Impact with a six-way match. And this is Michael Shane, accompanied by Tracy. Shane recently returning to the X Division where he achieved his greatest success. This is Chris Sabin, a former two-time X Division title holder, so instrumental in Team NWA's win in the recent World X Cup.
Chris Sabin also has a grudge against Michael Shane, as they're going to be two of the six members in this match, so keep an eye on this pairing.
Making his TNA debut is Miyamoto, one of the most promising young talents wrestling in the Orient today. This 25-year-old, three-year pro comes to TNA via All Japan Pro Wrestling.
First time in TNA, and see if he's up to handle the X Division.
An integral and an important member of the NWA's winning World X Cup team. This is prime time, and you're looking at one of the most gifted athletes in TNA, and yes, a Team NWA partner of Chris Sabin.
In my opinion, the best wrestler never to have won the X Division crown. Keep your eye on Prime Time.
The self-proclaimed coolest dude on the planet is Kazarian, but he melted down last week with two losses to AJ Styles, including one for the X Division title. He's looking to get back on the winning track.
He gave AJ Styles everything he wanted and more, so keep your eye on Kazarian.
And in the minds of many, Hector Garza is the MVP of Team Mexico. Think of his incredible matches in the recent America's X Cup and the World X Cup events. By far the most experienced of the six men involved in this match, and yes, the captain of Team AAA.
He may be from south of the border by today, but this country has adopted Hector Garza as their own. They respect his ability, they respect his class in the ring, and they respect the way he conducts himself. Hector Garza is going to be somebody to watch.
Every man for himself in this six-way match. Two in the ring at one time, and yes, tags are allowed. At the top of the screen, you'll notice the Fox Box graphic, time remaining in the match, non-title bouts with a 10-minute time limit. In the event of a brawl, we'll have a judge render a decision as Sabin takes down Kazarian.
Oh, Chris Sabin caught that perfectly, and Kazarian tries to get the boot up. Look at the agility of Sabin, and oh, what a nice kick by Kazarian.
Sensational kick by Kazarian, takes down Sabin, and Michael Shane makes the tag. I'm not even sure if Kazarian saw that blind tag in from Shane.
Michael Shane, you know what? This is an interesting matchup, because if you're not in the ring, then you can't win. This is a situation where you don't want to tag unless you have to, unless you're close to defeat, but you've got to be in there to get the pin.
Want to update the condition of the NWA Director of Authority, Vince Russo. Received the vicious guitar shot from Jeff Jarrett on Wednesday's pay-per-view. Russo treated and released from a hospital. He did suffer a broken nose, but he is in attendance this week at Impact. Knife edge chop from Sabin. Takes down Shane, and then there's another.
I'm anxious to see what happens on that, Mike, because Jeff Jarrett showed no remorse whatsoever for his actions against the Director of Authority, Vince Russo. As Sabin gets in the ring and travels Michael Shane, and Michael Shane had his back turned to him.
Springboard into the missile drop kick by Sabin, but you saw the blind tag by Primetime. He's the legal man, according to referee Mike Posey. Goes for the pin on Shane, but only able to get a 2 count.
These guys are NWA teammates, Primetime and Chris Sabin, that is, and you saw the way that Chris Sabin realized that Primetime was in. He gave him the little tap. Primetime went in, but you know what? They're teammates at times, but in a match like this, it's every man for himself.
Primetime showing that incredible agility and athletic ability. Goes to lock the rope. Michael Shane that time, you'll notice, Don, Michael Shane shook the top rope, and Primetime crashed and burned.
Well, they've seen Primetime do that so many times that this time Michael Shane was ready for him as he caught Primetime, and then he takes him with the Hurricane Rana right into the middle of the ring.
Shane snaps off the Hurricane Rana on Primetime. As you see, Tracy looking on from ringside, cheering on her man, Michael Shane.
Nice right-handed blow there by Michael Shane. Michael Shane here, so excited to be back in the X Division. Once AJ Styles came in, Michael Shane wanted to get back into the show that he could beat the best. This is the guy that held the X Division title longer than anybody. But look at Primetime. Did you see that ability, that agility as he sends Michael Shane reeling?
Snapped off the flying head scissors. Immediately makes contact with Shane, who's trying to fight him off. Series of back elbows, and then the tag is in to Miyamoto. And historically, many of the young Japanese wrestlers travel to foreign countries for seasoning and experience to be exposed to different wrestling styles, just like Miyamoto. There you see Impact judge Dusty Rhodes looking on. He'll be joining us later in this Impact broadcast here at the announce table.
Miyamoto coming right in, working right on the legs of Primetime. And look how he's showing the strength. Just getting Primetime up there, and then breakthrough down with a suplex. Here he goes for the cover.
Went for the pin off the high vertical, but you see Primetime able to roll the shoulder at 2. When I see Miyamoto, I think back to wrestlers like Keiji Muto, the Great Muta. He came to the States from Japan. He wrestled in Florida, Texas, and WCW years ago, much like Miyamoto is doing in 2004. And what a kick by Primetime.
He bridged out of the pin attempt and then comes up with the backwards kick, and Scipio, oh, wait a minute. Hector Garza gets in there and sends an unbelievable kick to the back of the leg to Miyamoto.
Now Garza takes Miyamoto, but the reversal. Garza shot off into the ropes. Now off the 6-sided ring. Look at the action. Look at the spring. Look at the impact. Stuck in the clothesline.
Garza's got Miyamoto right there, and he goes for it. And now everybody comes in to break it up because they know Hector Garza almost had this match won, and now it's just mayhem in the ring.
It has turned into a 6-way free-for-all. Referee Mike Posey. You talk about losing control. Watch Garza.
Oh, did you see that twisting turn over the rope by Garza? As you see Sabin and Shane, 2 mortal enemies squaring off right there. Kazarian, Primetime. The referee's got a job to do, Mike. Unbelievable. First pin wins this.
Michael Shane thought he said Sabin on the move. Sabin moonsaults back onto Garza.
What a move by Chris Sabin. One of the MVPs of the X Division. As you see Primetime and Kazarian right in the middle of the ring.
Primetime's going to go for the play of the day.
He got it.
Hit it. Primetime got the POD on Kazarian. Miyamoto in the ring. Miyamoto from behind. Oh, with the miss. The red mist right in the face, right in the eyes of Primetime.
Miyamoto right now. Oh, Michael Shane catches Miyamoto right smack dab in the face. And here he goes.
Here's 2. Sabin in, and Sabin makes the save.
Oh, look at Sabin. Wait a minute. He's caught up in no man's land. Wait a minute. No, he's still using momentum to take Michael Shane out of the ring. And Hector Garza stands tall in the middle.
Bodies all over the impact zone. Focus on the action in the ring. Garza motions in the crowd.
He's going to do it.
Is he going to go for the corkscrew? Is he going to go for the tornado?
Here he goes.
From the top.
Does he hit it?
Oh, yeah, he got it.
1, 2. It's done.
Hector Garza. We call him the MVP of Team AAA from Mexico. And Hector Garza makes quite an impact in the opening 6-way matchup from the Impact Zone. Look at that, Don.
Today he nails it perfectly and then leaps right over and gets the cover on Miyamoto and gets the win in this 6-man X Division action.
And there you see it. Hector Garza scores the win. Hector Garza from Team AAA and Team Mexico victorious in the 6-way international match.
Coming up next in his Impact debut.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Impact Zone. This is the the tag team of the Naturals, making their way to the ring, Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas. They sent a strong and clear message to TNA management this past Wednesday when they not only attacked the NWA Tag Champs, America's Most Wanted, but as you see, Don, they also stole AMW's ring gear, which they're wearing to the ring.
The ultimate in disrespect. Like they
Wait a minute.
America's Most Wanted. What they took offense to it, and here they come.
But what are they doing here? They're not booked on this show.
Like I said, they were embarrassed by the fact that the Naturals came in, disrupted their match, and they want their gear back. But like you said, they're not booked on the show. Security is coming out. They're trying to get control, and they're getting America's Most Wanted out of here.
AMW trying to take matters into their own hands, but you see that the security force, led by Heavy D Don Harris, is clearing AMW out of the area. I mean, we've got a matchup scheduled for the Naturals. And
there's a time and place for everything,
from
Mike, and obviously
India.
this wasn't the place for this to be settled.
It's one of the oddest tag team pairings ever in TNA. You see, on the left-hand side of the screen, the X Division competitor Sanjay Dutt. He found himself in the middle of the heated challenge from Raven to Sabu as merely a messenger. Now, Sanjay finds himself joining forces with the homicidal, suicidal, and genocidal Sabu in forming a tag team.
You know what? This tag team is so intriguing to me, Mike. You've got the speed and quickness of Sanjay Dutt, an X-Division performer. And then, like you said, the suicidal, homicidal, genocidal Sabu. A man that'll put his body in harm's way. A man that is afraid of nothing. It could be the perfect tag team.
You know, the Naturals, Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas, recently added to TNA management's gut checklist. It's like being on the bubble in terms of the TNA roster. The unprovoked attack on AMW this past Wednesday, well, it was their way of making a name for themselves in the eyes of the TNA officials.
Well, they feel like it's better to be talked about than not talked about. They want to be on the radar. That's why they came in there and disrupted AMW. Now they know that TNA's talking about the Naturals, and they've got to notice them. It might be a good move on their part.
Chase Stevens neutralizing Sanjay Dutt with the hammerlock, and you see Sabu extending his hand into the ring, trying to make the tag to Sanjay.
Sanjay Dutt, this guy, keep your eye on him. He's so quick. But the bottom line is, he doesn't have the size as these other guys, so he's got to use that quickness.
Just like that. You're not kidding. Tilt-a-whirl head scissors.
That was unbelievable.
Steps off the Hurricane Rana.
You've got to be kidding me.
First for Andy Douglas and then one for Chase Stevens. How about Sanjay taking over in this tag?
I'll tell you what, he may not be big in size, but he's big in heart. Unbelievable. You can better believe the Naturals now respect him. And look how quick he is, Mike. I mean, now he's there, now he's not. Now you see him, now you don't.
That is the key to the success of Sanjay Dutt, especially against these larger wrestlers. Look at him spring back into the ring, ducking a clothesline. Oh, from outside you see his hook.
Oh, Andy Douglas got
a
him.
cheap shot from outside. And he turns and walks right into a stiff lariat. What a clothesline that time by Chase Stevens.
That was just the break that Chase Stevens needed, Andy Douglas. And we talk about the Naturals. These guys are a tag team. You may not like them, but one thing they know how to do is work together. They'll find every angle that they can. They'll exploit it, and they will use it to their advantage.
Yeah, and oftentimes behind the back of the referee, Don.
They're the masters of it, Mike.
Andy Douglas takes Sanjay Dutt right by the head, and drives him face first into the top turnbuckle.
Sanjay Dutt tried to get a little too much too fast. He had a couple great turns right there, but that's what you've got a partner for. And these guys have never partnered together, and the inexperience showed. He should have tagged Sabu. Sabu's getting frustrated. He's throwing chairs against the ropes he wants in that ring. Sanjay's got to get a tag, and Andy Douglas drills him with a knee.
Yeah, high knee takes down Dutt. And this is another thing that the Naturals are known for, Don. Those quick tags, always keeping the fresh man in the ring.
I'll tell you what, though, when they get together, they can be devastating. Like I said, they know how to work together. If they get you in the natural disaster, 99 out of 100 times, it's over. So keep your eye on them when they're both in the ring.
You know, we've seen that it's more difficult to cut off the ring in this six-sided hexagon rather than in the four-sided ring. The more space makes it tougher to neutralize your opponent on your team side of the ring. That time, you see that Stevens is able to duck the kick. Look at the agility. The back kick then by Sanjay, who springs off the rope.
Sanjay Dutt, so impressive. I don't think Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas have ever seen anybody this quick, but Sanjay still's got to get a tag into Sabu.
Imperative for Sanjay Dutt to get his tag team partner, the Frenchman Sabu, into the ring, and there's the tag.
Oh, Oh, you see Sabu coming in, throwing rights. He is fresh, he is ready, and he connects on Andy Douglas.
Took him down with the leg. Wednesday on the 2-year anniversary pay-per-view, Raven promises to have his own personal tribute to Sabu's uncle, Rashid. Sabu springboard back in, pin attempt 2, kick out.
Well, obviously, Mike, Dusty Rhodes, when he gave that speech to Raven, may have touched a nerve. And Raven obviously sounded sincere, and he has a tribute to the Sheik, which is the bond that he has with Sabu.
Now the Naturals with a double team move on Sabu. Sabu able to avoid the contact and answers by taking both Stevens and Douglas down.
Oh, Sabu is just a one-man wrecking crew right now as he puts the boot right there in Douglas, and here he goes. He catches it again perfectly.
Caught him with the leg drop. Uh-oh. Jay Stevens takes down Stevens.
Oh, Sabu is in absolute rare form tonight as he is. There he is, pulling back on the neck. Right there it is, pulling back on the neck of Jay Stevens.
Almost as if in tribute to his uncle, the Sheik. You see a variation of the camel clutch applied by Sabu. Chair being brought into the ring. Sanjay tossed it in, I believe, to Sabu.
Here comes the tag. A little teamwork action right here. Oh, Sabu.
Hit the triple jump. Sanjay in. Sanjay to the top. He's going to go for the Hindu.
Oh, he does.
Went for the Hindu press, but did not connect.
Chase Stevens gets out of the way just in time, and oh no, they've got it.
Double team move.
Here they go.
They call it the natural disaster. Pin attempt on Sanjay.
It's
Natural win it. The winners of the match, the Naturals. What an impressive win here for the Naturals as they took advantage of the top rope miss. Sanjay went for that Hindu press, did not connect, and you saw that the Naturals hit the double team natural disaster. And now, speaking of double team, the double team beat down on Sabu.
Oh, this is just wrong. You've already got the win. Take it, enjoy it, and walk out of here. But you see now, you just woke up a sleeping giant, and Sabu is ticked. And here he goes as Andy Douglas is wide open, and he takes him out of the ring.
The steel chair connects with the clothesline. Douglas down to the floor. It's this Wednesday on our 2-year anniversary pay-per-view when Raven promises he'll have a tribute to Sabu's uncle, the Sheik.
Let me ask you a question. What happened to the respect that burned inside that gut? What happened to that handshake in front of the Sheik? The Sheik's not dead. The Sheik's in this building right now. You forget who brought you to the death.
The man's dead, but he's a legend, and Sabu, I'm sorry. All I can say is, next week is the 2-year anniversary. I'm going to have a tribute ceremony to the Sheik that Dusty will be proud of, Sabu, you'll be proud of, and I'm sorry.
Coming up next, the Monster Abyss.
We're back on Impact, and while we take a look at TNA's Shark Boy hanging out with Popeye at Universal Orlando Resort's Islands of Adventure, we invite you to join us at Stage 21 at Universal Studios to be a part of our Impact audience when you're vacationing in Florida.
And while you're vacationing at the Islands of Adventure, before you come to view Impact, check out the Toon Lagoon. It's the only place to see Popeye. And while you're there, don't miss the Jurassic Park River Adventure. 2 amazing theme parks as part of Universal Orlando Resort. You've got the City Walk with the nighttime entertainment complex. You've got 3 beautiful hotels on the site. All of that to be part of the Universal Orlando Resort experience.
Don, there really is something for everyone here in Orlando. And we invite you to be a part of our audience to add Total Nonstop Action Wrestling's Impact to your list of must-see attractions when you visit the Sunshine State. This is D-Ray 3000, a 21-year-old from Detroit, Michigan, who's still on TNA Management's gut checklist. D-Ray's motto might be Fear the Pro, but maybe, well, just maybe, D-Ray should change it to Fear the Monster.
Yeah, instead of D-Ray 3000, I think it'll be D-Ray 3000 to 1, because that's the odds of him beating the Monster Abyss.
And here comes D-Ray's opponent. It is the Monster Abyss, and his association with Goldilocks has led to one of the strangest triangles that you'll ever see. There he is, 6'8", 350 pounds, and he finds himself square in the middle of Goldie's very personal and very financial disagreements with her former boyfriend, Erik Watts. You see Goldie coming to the ring with the briefcase in hand. Think back to Wednesday on the pay-per-view, Don. Erik Watts, Goldilocks, they verbally agreed to a contract versus money match. Watts versus Abyss, as Watts tries to regain that briefcase full of cash, but we're still waiting for the contract to be officially signed.
And it couldn't be done because, of course, Vince Russo had to leave with the broken nose. As we go back to the match, I want to say something. D-Ray 3000, you mentioned being on the gut checklist. In other words, he has to have a good performance. Realistically, Mike, he can't beat this monster. Look at the power of him. But if he can have a good showing, he can impress the TNA officials, and who knows? Crazier things have happened. Maybe he'll steal one.
Wow, like a train wreck in the corner as the 350-pounder crashes into D-Ray.
D-Ray 3000 is just, it looks like a deer caught in the middle of the headlights out there. We have seen the Monster Abyss just wreak havoc on so many wrestlers here in TNA. But D-Ray getting a quick there. That's how you got to do it. You got to attack and attack and attack.
Yeah,
Mike.
went for the drop kick, but zero impact. Springs off the ropes. Tries that forearm. Again, nothing. Oh, you talk about impact. Powerful clothesline by the Monster Abyss. Looking down, making eye contact, and this is another of the questions that we've had. What is this control that Goldilocks seems to have over Abyss? Uh-oh, he's got D-Ray throttled.
Oh, man, right here, as you can see, he's got total control right now with D-Ray, but D-Ray stomping on the foot, trying to use anything to get out of the clutches, and it worked. He's free, but oh, no! Oh! Black hole slam!
Winds him up, drives him down, and yes, the 3 count, it's accidental.
The Monster
Abyss remains on a roll. We'll find out soon whether that contract will officially be signed for Erik Watts versus Abyss. Contract versus...
Coming up next, the X Division champion, AJ Styles.
And welcome back, everyone, to Impact on Fox Sports Net. This is the Impact Zone and direct to TNA from the AAA promotion in Mexico. It's Mr. Aguila, an original member of Team AAA and TNA's X Cup competition and one of the true high-risk takers in our sport. It was 2 weeks ago on the premier Impact event when the phenomenal AJ Styles made his triumphant return to the X Division. He parlayed a win in the Best of the X 4-way to a title victory over Kazarian, and then he retained in a rematch last week on Impact. But from the moment the Phenomenal One made his intentions clear that he was returning to his X Division roots, former X Division champ Kid Cash has had AJ Styles in his crosshairs, Don.
Oh, you better believe it, Mike. He's been using his family member Dallas as his henchman, his hitman, so to speak, as we saw Wednesday night on the pay-per-view. AJ Styles came out with a victory, but you got to wonder what kind of damage that Dallas did. And they have the unbelievable X Division title match coming up this Wednesday night on the 2nd anniversary show.
This is a non-title matchup. The international star, Aguila, has held championships in the United States, Mexico, and Puerto Rico. Non-title bout against the champ, AJ Styles, who, as Don mentioned, will defend the X Division Championship this Wednesday. The 2-year TNA anniversary show against the challenge of Kid Cash.
One thing about AJ Styles, he is all about the sport of wrestling. I'm telling you, he will duck no opponent, whether it's a title match, whether it's a non-title match like this with Mr. Aguila. All he wants to do is face the best and beat the best and be known as the best.
Styles puts on the brakes. Oh, man. Committed himself by jumping into the air. Made him pay, but
AJ Styles.
Speaking of making somebody pay, what an impactful drop kick that was from the X Division title holder.
Well, we've always said it about AJ Styles. Nobody thinks on his feet or even in the air better than he does. If you go at him and you get him, you better finish him. Don't give him an opportunity like that as AJ Styles grinds the knee right into the head of Mr. Aguila.
Drops that knee, quick cover, hooks the near leg, able to get a 2 count before Aguila rolls the shoulder.
Mr. Aguila, so vital in Team AAA Mexico's success, in the X Cups, in the World X Cup. This guy has so much experience. He's not afraid of AJ Styles. He's faced so many people of the caliber of AJ. But right now, AJ, the X Division champ, has so much to prove in the world.
Yet to come this week on Impact, you will see the man who will face Jeff Jarrett for the NWA World's Heavyweight title this Wednesday on pay-per-view. And I'm talking about Ron the Truth Killings. He will be in action this week.
Unbelievable. Coming up Wednesday night, the 2-year anniversary show as AJ Styles holds Mr. Aguilar up high, just holding him there, forcing the blood to rush to his head, Mike, and look at the strength and the poise of AJ.
Almost as if he's been toying with Aguilar. Drops him down for the suplex. Quick pin attempt. Oh, and Aguilar again is able to roll the shoulder. And check this out. Right up at the top of the entrance ramp at the tunnel, you see Kid Cash, yes, and 6'9" tag team partner and family member Dallas Cash to challenge AJ for the title.
Obviously, he's trying to send a message to AJ, and again, it did work because AJ looked up, he saw
Don, hold on, we need to take a commercial break. The tape machines, well, they're rolling. While we're away, those tape machines will be rolling. We'll have more of AJ Styles and Mr. Aguilar. Look out! The head scissors!
Absolutely unbelievable by Mr. Aguilar.
More of AJ Styles and Mr. Aguilar when we return to the Impact Zone on Impact. And we are back on Impact on Fox Sports Net as we return to the one-on-one matchup involving the X Division champion AJ Styles against Mr. Aguilar. And there you see Kid Cash on the right. He challenges Styles for the X title this Wednesday on pay-per-view. Standing by with Dallas while we were away, Don. Check out the action.
Well, you saw the two lying in the middle of the ring. Well, this is how it came about as they went straight on each other. Watch this action. They both saw right in the middle of the ring.
Wow, what a mid-ring collision.
Oh, man.
And we come back to the action of the matchup. Great elevation that time by Styles. Takes Aguilar over.
Nice.
Perfect execution of the spin kick.
AJ Styles has so many variations and so many moves, so many kicks.
Gonna go for the pin.
Here he goes.
Got two. Nope. Aguilar able to get the shoulder rolled again. Several near falls in this matchup. Several 2 counts for AJ Styles, but he hasn't been able to put away Aguilar yet.
Well, I wonder if it's because he's a little bit distracted by Kid Cash and Dallas up here on the ramp behind us. Kid Cash, of course, faces AJ Styles Wednesday night for the X Division title.
Oh, look at this.
Did you see that?
He calls that the cliffhanger.
1, 2.
No!
You're kidding.
He takes Aguilar up in the edge and then quickly switches it into a DDT, but the cliffhanger is again only able to get him a 2 count.
Oh, you've got to give Aguilar credit. How can you get out of that? How tough is that AAA Mexico member? Aguilar being smart, pushing the referee into the ropes, which allows AJ Styles not to have the time he needs to finish him off.
AJ in the precarious position, up on the rope while Aguilar tries to follow up his advantage. Is he going to try and suplex him back in? Styles fighting him off from the ropes.
He pushes Aguilar away. Is he going to have enough room? Here he goes.
Sunset flip.
He got it. 1, 2.
Oh, he's going to take Styles Clash. Oh, no. He went to take him up for the Styles Clash, but it was blocked. What a back body drop by Aguilar. Perfect counter.
You could see AJ Styles grabbing for his back, but he went to do it. He obviously hurt his back, and now Aguilar has control.
Have to question whether that is part of the beating that he suffered from Dallas and Kid Cash. He's going to try to clash.
He's got it. He is it.
Oh, did he nail it?
1, 2. It's done.
The winner of the match, the X Division champion, AJ Styles.
Here comes Dallas and Cash. You knew they were poised for this, and AJ obviously hurt. This guy is hit match week after week, day after day, and Dallas and Cash.
Here comes D'Lo.
D'Lo.
He calls himself the playmaker in the game of pro wrestling. Yeah, he makes things happen, and he gets things done. And D'Lo Brown has just cleared the ring for his tag team partner, his former partner, AJ Styles.
Oh, he had his back, and let's hear what he's got to say.
Yo, check this out. You think AJ Styles winning the X Division title made an impact? Well, I do too. But you see, next week, I'm going to walk in the anniversary show. I'm going to watch Jarrett Against the Truth, and I'm going to make an impact because I'm going to challenge the winner because I want to be World Heavyweight Champion.
What a great example this is, Don, of the trust, the friendship, and yes, the mutual respect between both AJ Styles and this man, D'Lo Brown. There you see the handshake.
Action Wrestling 2-year anniversary flashback.
I am here to claim back NWA card.
It's gonna be Jeff Jarrett against a man called Steve.
AJ Styles in the house.
I kind of like what's going on around here in TNA.
AJ's got him on the and AJ's done it.
Next week, see what happened when NWA World Heavyweight Champion Jeff Jarrett assaulted Hulk Hogan. Celebrating our 2-year anniversary all through the month of June. It's total non-stop action wrestling.
From Stage 21 at Universal Resorts, Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. Welcome back to the Impact Zone and welcome back to Impact on Fox Sports Net. And it's sure great to revisit those memorable moments from the 2 years of TNA's history, including some visits from some legendary superstars. Hello once again, everyone, from ringside. Mike Tenay, joined by Don West. And Don, it's this Wednesday. It's June the 23rd. It's the 2-year anniversary pay-per-view, and what a lineup.
Oh, you better believe it's a lineup. Think about it. It's been 2 years, the 2-year anniversary show. There's going to be 3 title matches. The tag team titles, the X Division titles, and the heavyweight championship will be on the line. You would think that would be $49.99, maybe $39.99. It's less than $10, only $9.95. But that's not all. On this pay-per-view, you're going to see the very first ever ladies stretcher match. It's going to be between Trinity and Desire. These two have been going head-to-head for so long. The loser leaves on a stretcher. And Jerry Lynn, the captain of Team NWA, finally gets his shot at Scott D'Amore, the coach of Team Canada. We've been waiting for it. The two of them one-on-one in the ring.
How about this, Don? The high-flying mini luchadors from Mexico. They have to be seen to be believed. Let's talk about the title matchups. NWA World Tag Team title at stake. AMW to defend against Nosawa and Miyamoto from Japan, but there's more.
Oh, there's more. AJ Styles, the phenomenal AJ Styles, takes on the notorious KID Kid Cash for the X Division Championship belt, but that's not the only title on the line.
It's what we've been waiting for, Don. It's Jeff Jarrett against Braun the Truth Killing for the NWA World Heavyweight title. You talked about that first ever stretcher match earlier. Wait till you see this video package. It involves both Trinity and Desire. We'll detail the history between those two. Check this out.
In any sport, accidents can happen. In total non-stop action, one nearly ended a career. 1 year ago, Desire suffered a broken back while competing in the ring. This injury broke her back, but it could not break her spirit. In her 1-year absence, Trinity took the spotlight, and with Desire's return, it is a spotlight Trinity is not ready to give up.
You can't keep me down if I keep it inside. I'm a dangerous thing 'cause you don't know the things that I hide. You can't hold me back because I'm out of control.
This Wednesday night, for the first time ever, Trinity takes on Desire one-on-one in a stretcher match. Coming up next, the man who may dethrone Jeff Jarrett. This Wednesday night on pay-per-view, the #1 contender, Braun the Truth Killings, is next.
He's impressed TNA officials with his performance and his results in the recent World X Cup. And as a member of Team Canada, Eric Young was responsible for all of his country's points by virtue of winning the very competitive and hotly contested 4-way ladder match at the World X. Now the downside to this is that he's accompanied by that obnoxious loudmouth, and some would say glory hound, and I'm talking about the Team Canada coach, Scott D'Amore, Don.
Think about this though, Mike, today. Scott D'Amore Wednesday night is going to get his because he takes on Team Captain Jerry Lynn one-on-one.
Don, it was last week on Impact when we finally heard the announcement that we've been waiting for weeks. It's this Wednesday, June 23rd, live on pay-per-view with this man, Ron the Truth Killing. You see him accompanied by his 3 live crewmates, BT James and Conan. Killings gets his chance to regain the gold, regain the NWA World Heavyweight Championship title that he's already held on 2 occasions. And it is an absolute pleasure and an honor to have the legendary and charismatic former NWA World Heavyweight Champion and our judge this week on Impact, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, to join us at the broadcast position. Dream, it's like old times, isn't it?
I tell you what, this is the greatest Impact in the history of our industry right here. This is going to be a great matchup right here because, as you know, Weston, you know to me, opportunity knocks on the door every once in a while, and it is knocking for Ron the Truth Killings.
And he gets that opportunity, Dusty.
Hey.
This Wednesday on the pay-per-view, as you see Scott D'Amore use the hockey stick to trip the Truth.
Something that we see Scott D'Amore do quite often. This guy will cheat any way he can to get a victory. And look at Ron the Truth
Check this
Killing.
out.
Oh,
Jerry
here he
Lynn coming
comes.
from the back. Team NWA captain Jerry Lynn, who will finally get his shot at D'Amore this Wednesday, and that's great. Jerry Lynn took him right out of the equation. Dusty, let's talk about the situation involving Jeff Jarrett. He seems to have completely forgotten his roots. He's turned his back on the history and tradition that goes along with the National Wrestling Alliance.
Let me tell you what, and Mike, he has broke the bond of tradition, the bond of respect. He has became, if you will, to use the medical term, a hemorrhoid on TNA. And it's just as simple as that. Somebody that was bonded to our industry, somebody that roots go all the way back, somebody that has powered the flag, if you will, for the National Wrestling Alliance, and now has become what he's become. So bottom line, Ron the Truth Killings, opportunity knocking on the door at the pay-per-view on Wednesday night. What a great thing we got going here. Say hello to my good friend, Tommy Arnold. He's my man, Jack, always watching Impact right here on Fox Sports Net. You cannot beat this, Jack.
Dusty, who better than you to explain the responsibility and the privilege of being the individual who has the possession of the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, a belt that you held on 3 occasions?
Well, 3 different occasions. There's so much that goes with that. There's so much that you have to reach down and grab. Like right here, right now, Truth is down, and he's at a point to where it's one of them things. Should he have taken this match before this great opportunity coming at him on pay-per-view this Wednesday coming up? So bottom line is he's got to regroup, just like all great champions do, regroup, come back, and carry that banner once again for total non-stop wrestling Impact. It don't get any better. Truth got to get up. Come on, Truth, get up and do it to it.
And it finally goes down this Wednesday, the 2-year celebration, the 2-year anniversary of TNA, and that very special pay-per-view featuring Jarrett's title defense against Ron the Truth Killings.
As you can see, Ron the Truth Killings, you see that swollen eye that he suffered last Wednesday night when Jarrett's mercenary, the elite guard, came in and tried to put a beat down on him. But he survived, just like he survived that cover attempt right there, and Ron the Truth Killings gets his chance Wednesday night.
Opening 3 minutes of this matchup, Dream, have been pretty much dominated by Eric Young. I'm sure much of the credit has to go to D'Amore in the interference, but he's capitalized. He's taken advantage of that.
Yeah, but you got to understand, this is Eric Young's chance. You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
We got a guy with a black eye. We got a guy that's in there competing each and every week in Truth Killings. Move backward. That reminds me of some of my old stuff that I used to do. Honest to goodness, Wes, I used to do all that stuff in the old days. Now the old bionic elbow just kind of carries me through. Oh, this is good. This is Impact Jack.
I'll tell you what, Ron the Truth Killings needed that right there, Mike, to stop that momentum. And just when you thought Ron the Truth Killings was down, the eye couldn't see, here he comes. This guy's got so much fight. He's just got so much heart, and that's why he was a 2-time NWA champion.
Off the mid-ring exchange, the Truth gets the better of it. Nice elevation. Caught Eric Young with the back body drop.
Oh, what a blow.
Jack the jaw of Young with the right hand. Going to try and shoot him off into the ropes, but he's reversed. Oh, what agility. What incredible moves.
Whoa.
Ducks the clothesline and answers
perfectly.
Caught him. Answers with that leg lariat.
He needs to get a cover, go ahead and get on about his business. Get ready for the biggest event coming up in his life. So he needs to get on through this thing right here. But Young is no easy task, especially with that Demont. Is it Demont?
He caught the ass kick. He caught that. Dream, he caught that the lie detector appropriately enough. The Truth hits the axe kick, and the Truth gets gets an important win to keep his momentum going, heading into Wednesday's 2-year anniversary pay-per-view when he faces Jarrett for the title.
Rocking on that mic, can't you hear that sizzle sizzle? I step into the gang, Nelly.
What's going on?
Wait a minute.
What is this?
Well, here comes the King of the Mountain. Here comes the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett, you can see his eyes focused directly on the ring, directly on the man who will challenge for his championship belt Wednesday, the Truth, Ron Killings.
Well, let me tell you what, he looked like he just walked out of a casket, if you know what I'm talking about. Somebody going to take that guitar and put it where the sun don't shine, and it might help that Roy problem that I was talking about earlier that he's got. Surely Truth's got to keep an eye on this situation right here because he is coming directly after him. I guarantee you.
Jarrett headed down the ring entrance ramp towards the Truth.
He don't want none of this. You don't want none of this.
Wait a minute.
Surely he's not going to. Surely he don't want none of this.
He just cracked the American dream. Squares back in the head. Now he's going into the Truth.
He's attacking Killings with what's left of the guitar.
Catching him with the end of the guitar. He's just beating Ron the Truth Killings down. And here comes the 3 Live Crew after him. As they go to the fallen Truth Killings, and we've got the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, knocked out behind.
And as Director of Authority, it is my responsibility to put you back under control. Now, I'll take responsibility for what happened to me Wednesday night because I stepped in your world. But I will not take responsibility for what you did to a referee and what you just did to Dusty. I have every right to suspend you right now without pay. Yeah, you're right. I'm not going to do that. And you know why? Because if I do, I will be punishing the Truth because Wednesday night, he will take that NWA title from around your waist.
No, he won't. Get out of my ring.
And one other thing. Bring the guitar, Jeff. Because if that guitar is used in the match, there will be a disqualification on the spot. And remember one thing. Under NWA rules, if there is a disqualification, that NWA World Heavyweight title will change hands.
That's
now,
right.
chew on that.
That's right, Jarrett. Use it and lose it. If you use the guitar Wednesday against the Truth, you lose the NWA World's Heavyweight title. Wait a minute.
The Truth going back at him. And Dusty Rhodes is knocked out behind it. So the Truth fighting with everything he's got.
Jarrett and the Truth going on the ramp. Oh, my God. What an impact. What an impact. Jarrett standing tall. Here come the Truth. Here comes the crew. Security, referees trying to separate these two. Jarrett backing into the entrance ramp. He faces the Truth Wednesday. That's absolutely incredible. Ron the Truth Killings versus Jeff Jarrett for the NWA title. We'll see you next week on Impact. But don't miss it. Jarrett versus the Truth for the NWA title. It's this Wednesday. It's TNA's 2nd anniversary. It's on pay-per-view.
Never, ever.
It's the Total Nonstop Action Wrestling 2-year anniversary show. This Wednesday night, you'll see Team NWA Captain Jerry Lynn square off against Team Canada coach Scott D'Amore. You'll see a special tribute to the legendary Sheik from none other than Raven. And then, in a stretcher match, Trinity goes one-on-one with Desire. It will be an international tag team event as America's Most Wanted defend the NWA World Tag Team Championship against Japan's Nosawa and Miyamoto. And then, the X Division title will be on the line as the phenomenal AJ Styles defends against Kid Cash. And your main event for the top prize, the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Champion Jeff Jarrett defends against the #1 contender, Ron the Truth Killing. All this and more under $10. It's the TNA Wrestling 2nd anniversary show, live and exclusively this Wednesday night on the Total Nonstop Action Wrestling pay-per-view.